Happy Sunday to ya. Happy New Year to ya. Happy Sunday to ya. Happy New Year. Hello and welcome to another episode of Sundays with Sand. So glad to have you with me in this new year 2023. That's just exciting. We got lots of good things in store for you this year. I would like for you to like my channel, subscribe to the channel, and invite some of your family and friends to join in with us every Sunday. Now, remember, you can do your own devotion on Monday through Saturday. But on Sundays, come over here and join me on YouTube, and we can just start our year off right today. And on a weekly basis, we're just starting our week off right. But today is a new week and a new year. And if you don't have my devotional, this is it. Be still and talk with God daily. And I will come from this book most times. Today I will deviate a little bit, but this is the devotional. And if you don't have it, you can go over to Amazon and get your copy and you'll be ready for next week. So let's get started. Today I am going to be talking about integrity. And the scripture that I have in the devotional comes from Proverbs 11:3, and it's the Good News translation. If you are good, you are guided by honesty. People who can't be trusted are destroyed by their own dishonesty. So I am going to talk about integrity today, but I'm actually going to be coming from a couple of other publications. So let me just ask you a question first. What's the first thing that you think of when you hear the word integrity? So most people probably say honesty, because that's kind of what I think of when I hear somebody say integrity. And if you did, you're correct. Integrity is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. A person of integrity has an unwavering determination to do what's right even when no one is looking. So as I mentioned, today we're going to deviate a little bit from the devotional and we're going to look at integrity from a different aspect. And I'll be taking excerpts from two of Cindy Trim's publications. Unstoppable is one, and then the 40-Day Soul Fast. So today we're going to look at integrity and how it relates to the relationship you have with yourself, living authentically. So let's think about that. How many of us are really living authentically, or are we trying to just put on facades for other people? Authenticity means being true to who you are by aligning your every thought and action with who and what you were created to be and do. You can't let others define you. Define yourself and guard your soul. Now, when you look at the Message translation of Joshua 23:11, it states to diligently guard your souls. Guard your souls from falsehood, from living a facade that leads to deception, and living inauthentically. It's up to you to maintain the integrity of your own soul. So oftentimes, as you're assessing yourself, you might be impacted by the things you see on social media or just the things that you see in society in general that make you feel like you're not enough because you're just looking at what everybody else has and what they're doing. So the messages might indicate that you might need to drive a certain car, you might need to wear a certain kind of clothes, you might need to have a certain type of job, live in a certain type of neighborhood to actually be complete. But I'm here on January 1st, 2023 to let you know that that is not true. That is not true. Don't fall for the okie-doke because you are enough. You don't have to have all that you see these people trying to show you. You are enough. And then just know that A lot of times, what people show you on social media or in other avenues is not really their truth. They're not living their authentic selves. They're making themselves look good for you and others when it's not even their authentic self. And here you are trying to do what they do or be what they're being, and it's not even true for them. So let me tell you about this little story I read about an emperor in the Far East. So he knew he was getting old and he was going to have a successor. So he said, well, instead of just giving this kingdom or whatever to my children, I'm going to open it up to all of the young people and let them have an opportunity to take his place. So what he did, he called them all together, gave them all a seed, and he said, okay, now this is a special seed. I want y'all to take this home and I want you to plant this seed and grow it and then come back in a year and we're going to look at the plants that you've grown and I'm going to make my decision as to who's going to be my successor. So the kids were all excited. They went running home with their seeds, and here's little Johnny over here. He has his seed and he puts it in the pot and he waters it and takes care of it, and a few weeks pass, nothing happens. Few months pass, nothing happened. And he's looking at his friends' plants and they're looking all green and healthy and they're just growing, and he's gone like 5 months, 6 months, nothing happened. So he continued to care for his seed. He kept watering it, doing everything he needed to do. Then the year came. He was just so frustrated, so downtrodden. And he told his mom, I'm not even going. I'm not taking this pot because my plant didn't even grow. And all my friends have all these beautiful green plants and they look so pretty. And his mom was like, no, you need to go ahead and take your pot and just be honest and explain what happened. Because he did what he was supposed to do. He was caring for it and doing everything. And he knew his mom was right. So he said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and go. Well, when he got there, kids going to be kids. They were bullying him and laughing at him and pointing fingers like, look at your empty pot and look at ours. And they were just ragging and giving him a hard time. So he said, okay, I'm just going to stay in the back. I'm not going to even go forward. So when the emperor came in and he saw all the plants and everything, and then he noticed little Johnny back there in the back, and he had them to go bring him to the front, and he was so scared. He was like, oh my goodness, why is he bringing me to the front? He thought, he was just going to, I guess, floor show him too and, make a whole big deal out of it. Well, little did he know that he was the one who became the next emperor, because when the emperor gave them the seeds, he had boiled all the seeds so they wouldn't grow. So everybody who had the nice green plants had gone and got other seeds and replaced their seeds when their seed wouldn't grow. So you see, they were not honest. And he could tell who had honestly done what he told them to do, because little Johnny was the only one who had the plant that didn't grow. He had the empty pot. So he displayed integrity and courage to just bring it back like he took it. And the others felt like they needed to take matters into their own hands. So they walked in dishonesty to make sure their plants looked like what they thought society would be expecting. So how many of you have fixed something to fake it like you had obtained optimal results when you know you had fallen short of your goal or whatever it was you were trying to do, and you just wanted it to look like you were successful? So see, that didn't work out for all those other kids, did it? But little Johnny was honest. He was true to himself. So integrity means wholeness of character, with no area being tainted by compromising your core values. So it comes from not taking shortcuts and being true to yourself and your character, even when no one is watching. If you look to something outside yourself to complete you, you will more than likely live in continual incompleteness because you're looking outside of yourself. Character and integrity are about wholeness. Wholeness gives you a sense of enoughness, the state of being complete. You are already complete. So make the choice to just own it and live in that truth that you are complete. As we look further at integrity, it's not only about the untruths in our relationships with others, but the untruths you tell yourself. And you may actually be the type of person to say, oh, I would never cheat anybody. I would never lie on anybody. And I would always be honest. And that might be true. But then you do it to yourself every day. So let's look at some examples. Okay, just raise your hand if you believe that exercise and healthy eating habits are essential to your well-being. You raising your hand? See, I already raised my hand. Even though you believe this, you continue to overindulge when you eat and you make poor food choices. You don't go to the gym and you don't even exercise at home. But you raise your hand, so you know that this is essential to your well-being, to your health. Okay? Do you claim that your spouse and children are the most important people in your life, but you spend more time with your coworkers and clients than you do with your family? Just think about these things. Just a few little examples. Do you value financial independence, but continue to use credit cards and accumulate debt? Do you have a deep inner desire to do something great, but you just too worried about what everybody gonna say, what they gonna do, how they gonna talk about you? And it's like, what she thinks she doing? Where she come from? She need to go sit down somewhere. Look, if God told you to do it and you got the desire within you to do it, do it. Don't worry about what other people say or what they do. You have to live in your own authentic self and be true to what you know you need to do. So see, in 2023, we gonna stop all this. We gotta do what we know that we need to do. Don't be listening to other people. And if your values don't line up with your actions, then your authentic self might be in need of a tune-up. But if you want to win in life, determine what's important to you and make the decision to be intentional about staying true to those decisions every day. Decide to walk in integrity with yourself. We are not going into 2023 looking back at the woulda, coulda, shouldas, but we're starting fresh, looking forward to a brand new beginning. So if you're feeling doubtful, know that God loves you and will never fail you. So I wanted to share some of the lyrics of a song that I really like, and it's by Elevation Worship called The One You Love. And if you listen to those lyrics, I'm not going to sing it for you or play it because I don't want them shutting down my message here, because this is something you need to hear. But just go on YouTube and look it up. And it's called The One You Love by Elevation Worship. And listening to this song will be a good source of encouragement. So here's some of the lyrics. You take me just as I am. You choose me all over again. I am the one you love. I don't have to prove anything. There's room at your table for me. I am the one you love. I know you're proud of me, even though I don't deserve it sometimes. No, I'm not a perfect child, but I still make my Father smile. I know you're proud of me. Your love never fails. I've seen it in my lowest valley. I've seen it in my messy decisions. I'm a testimony of your love. Your love never fails. Just know that you got this, whatever this is for you. God's got your back. So go ahead and declare it done in 2023 as you walk out your true and authentic self. You got it. Just go ahead and do it. Thank you for tuning in with me this morning to just think about how you're going to walk out your authentic self in 2023. It's going to be awesome. I can see it already. I know it's going to be awesome. So let's end how we generally do every week. Repeat after me. I am one and only one. I can't do all things, but I can do some things that I can do. I ought to do it. And by the grace of God, hey, I'm going to do it. I wish you all a very happy new year, a very prosperous and successful new year, and an amazing week. And I'll see you back here next Sunday.